Before you consider working in diplomacy, you must first understand the reality and needs of the diplomatic corps. Greetings to everyone, this is Geopolitical and a touch of Logical K with you. And in our episode today, we will talk about the sections of the embassy. Working in the diplomatic corps, whether as a foreign minister, ambassador, or diplomat, is considered one of the most attractive and highly coveted strategic positions, especially in countries undergoing transitional phases or following political revolutions, such as Syria, Sudan, Libya, and Somalia. The importance of this sector lies in its ability to shape foreign policies and secure the country's international presence. To maximize the benefit from national competencies and both domestic and international expertise, it is essential to understand the nature of diplomatic work as an integrated institutional system, not as honorary individual roles, as some may describe it. Therefore, in this video, we will review the main sections of an embassy and how they work harmoniously to achieve institutional balance. Embassy senior leadership. The efficiency of the diplomatic mission depends on the clear distribution of leadership roles. The ambassador or head of the diplomatic mission is considered the personal and direct representative of the head of state to the host country after the acceptance of their credentials. Their primary duties include holding high-level and direct meetings with the foreign ministry and sovereign entities, such as the White House and Congress in the US, or Parliament and the House of Commons in the UK and Europe. Additionally, the ambassador oversees all embassy sections and reviews and evaluates sensitive political reports before sending them to the capital. The deputy head of mission, or deputy ambassador, holds a position equal in importance and privileges to that of the ambassador. The deputy manages the embassy's executive details and internal meetings, represents the ambassador at official events and lectures, and signs some agreements in case of scheduling conflicts or during the ambassador's administrative absences. In transitional governments suffering from low trust levels, the deputy ambassador acts as a safety valve for accurate data transfer and building direct communication channels with the political leadership in the capital. Strategic and executive sections within the embassy. First, the political section. This section is the intellectual backbone and main driver of the embassy, usually consisting of 3 to 6 diplomats and assistant researchers. Their tasks include 1. Monitoring and analyzing the host country's political orientation toward the home country. 2. Building relationships and bridges with parallel political circles and think tanks that the ambassador cannot cover alone. 3. Preparing forward-looking studies on emerging political elites and assistance to MPs and officials, who form the backbone of parties and their diplomatic constants, to ensure the sustainability of political relations as governments change. Administrative note: some emerging or budget-limited countries resort to PR agencies to manage this networking, but this step makes the embassy hostage to the partisan orientations of those companies, Democratic or Republican, Labour or Conservative. Therefore, members of the political section must be expatriates from the home country with eligibility and deep expertise in international politics. Second, the consular section, a service-oriented section par excellence. Its staff size, ranging from 10 to 20 employees, depends on the size of the resident community in the host country. The section handles legal and documentary transactions such as issuing and renewing passports, certifying civil documents and legal powers of attorney, repatriating remains, and issuing entry visas for foreigners. The consul and heads of sensitive files must be citizens of the home country, while local employees can be hired for reception, translation, and archiving to facilitate communication in the host country's language. Third, the economic and commercial section, Arab diplomatic representation, generally suffers from the weakness of this section, despite its fundamental importance. It consists of economic attachés specializing in financial markets, digital currencies, and trade exchange. Their responsibilities include 1. Providing investment consultations and data to expatriate businessmen to prepare them for entering markets and avoiding losses. 2. Facilitating communication between foreign investors and the home government, studying price offers and major companies, such as Apple or Samsung, to build memoranda of understanding that serve energy and technology projects at home, as well as opening employment channels for national competencies. 3. Following up on international economic sanctions files and dealing with their legal and commercial implications. Fourth, the cultural and educational section. This section holds immense importance, even exceeding the economic aspect for developing countries due to reliance on human capital. The cultural and educational attaché is responsible for 1. building a network of relationships with prestigious international universities, tracking and obtaining scholarships before they are officially announced thanks to proactive relationships. 2. Guiding students and preparing their CVs and research papers in line with global university standards and benefiting from ethnic and cultural diversity policies that grant privileges to Middle Eastern students and minorities. 3. Organizing cultural events and campaigns to introduce national heritage and building partnerships to translate the country's literary and intellectual output into world languages. 5th, the media and public diplomacy section. This section is responsible for promoting state policy and managing media crises. It includes the official spokesperson of the embassy, who must be articulate, calm, and highly proficient in the host country's language. This person is the main media face in interviews, press releases, and broadcasts. The digital diplomacy team manages the website, social media accounts, and produces visual and audio content, videos, and photos of diplomatic activities to strengthen the country's international position and overcome periods of media restriction. 6th, the military and security attaché, a specialized sovereign technical position consisting of a military attaché, their deputy, and liaison officers. The military attaché does not intervene in traditional diplomatic work. Their tasks are limited to 1. Communicating with the Ministry of Defense, such as the Pentagon, following up on arms deals, technical modernization, and joint military training contracts. 2. Coordinating on counterterrorism and joint security cooperation files and preparing defense reports based on open source intelligence to protect the home country's national security. 7th, the embassy's internal security unit, a body completely separate from the military attaché, exclusively responsible for securing diplomatic premises, staff, and documents. The security officer, who must be a citizen of the home country, organizes entry and exit operations, supervises surveillance cameras, develops emergency and evacuation plans, and coordinates directly with the host country's local police. 8th, the protocol and ceremonial section. This section is concerned with improving the visual and communicative image of the mission. The chief of protocol and their assistants are responsible for organizing official receptions and diplomatic dinners according to the rules of diplomatic precedence and international etiquette, dress code, manner of speaking and negotiating, seating arrangements to manage political or provocative situations intelligently. The absence of protocol competencies leads to major diplomatic blunders, such as ushering officials through back doors or failing to analyze the implicit messages of host countries. 9th, the legal department. This department consists of legal advisors and assistants. Its importance lies in studying and monitoring local laws and regulations enacted by the host country, reviewing bilateral agreements and commercial and service contracts, and providing legal advice to the ambassador to avoid legal prosecution. Note, legal advisors are bound by professional confidentiality under local law, which allows embassies to engage major international and transcontinental law firms to ensure high-level legal representation in complex cases. 10th, Community Affairs and Lobby Building Department. This department, which is preferably divided geographically in large countries such as the United States into eastern, western, and central coasts, is responsible for strengthening ties with immigrants and expatriates, supporting student and business clubs, and resolving urgent social issues. More importantly, this department brings together and unites dispersed national energies socially, away from sectarian or political divisions, with the aim of establishing organized and positive lobbying groups that serve the homeland's causes in international forums. 11th, Administrative, Financial, Logistical, and IT Departments. Administrative and Financial Department manages human resources, budgets, contracts, and salaries. The financial manager must be from the home country, while it is preferable for assistant accountants to be of other nationalities to enhance oversight transparency and prevent historical financial corruption cases. Information Technology and Cybersecurity manages encrypted official mail and protects communication networks and sensitive data from breaches. The use of commercial artificial intelligence tools is strictly prohibited to ensure that state data is not leaked to foreign company servers and clouds. Logistics and Transportation Services manages mobility and secures vehicles for officials, the ambassador and deputy, to ensure they are free from eavesdropping and spying devices. In reality, the success of diplomacy in the modern era does not depend on the charisma of the ambassador or consul, but on the cohesion and harmony of this integrated institutional and hierarchical body. Investing in academically and practically qualified competencies and human resources, and keeping diplomatic missions away from quota-based appointments or personal conflicts is the only way to present the best image of the homeland and protect its supreme interests globally.